'cause you'll never be the one I need. So baby, let's call it off. Ooh, 'cause we'll never be the ones to have it all. You know, we'd end up back against the wall. And I know, I just need to be free from you, baby. I need this from you, baby. Just give it up before we self-destruct.
Attention all shoppers, welcome to this week's episode of Little Risk Big Fist, brought to you by Match Records and Amp Entertainment. This is your co-host, Dusty Cantrell. Today, I'm just kidding, I don't really work here. But anyway, today we have Josh Northfleet in the building with us to talk about the move to Nashville, where technology meets the music industry and where country meets hip-hop. We will also be talking about Uber drivers, drones, and following your dream. The great Natalie Madigan will be bringing you guys into this week's podcast for their new tune titled Self-Destruct. Bam.
We'll fall apart on our own eventually. Why don't you take us out of our misery? We'll fall apart on our own eventually. Why don't you take us out of our misery? We'll never have it all. You know, we'd end up back against the wall. And I know, I just need to be free from you, baby. I need this from you, baby. Just give it up before we self-destruct.
Let's do it.
Welcome all you little wrist big fists people out there. We got some special guests in the studio today. Like to introduce yourself?
Hello. My name is Josh Norfleet.
Well, welcome.
How's it going, sir?
You guys doing okay?
Doing great.
great.
Happy to have you on.
Happy to be here. I'm finally here, I could say.
That's right.
Long time
Traveled all
coming.
the way from the 765.
The 765, yeah, I've transferred from the 765 to the 615.
There you go.
There you go.
I haven't said that yet in an Instagram or Twitter bio yet either, and
Hey, that's
I don't know if I should.
That's a good That's a good
Catchy.
That's
Yeah.
catchy. That's
What do all those numbers mean? What?
lost in the sauce.
Yes, this we got what, four Indiana natives in the room
Correct.
today.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Keep pulling them from up north.
Crossroads of America represent.
It is
That's right.
indeed.
How many Purdue fans we got in here?
Ooh.
Dang. All right, we got one, at least for me.
Because Blake's a pretty avid IU fan. Blake is the other Indiana boy that's here in the
Studio audience
studio
today.
audience
Shout out
today.
Blakey
Yeah.
Blake.
Let's go, Hoosiers.
Okay. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
The way Indiana way repping that basketball.
That's right.
Yo, you guys know Newcastle, right?
Right, yeah.
Largest indoor basketball stadium in the world.
Really?
Holds 10,000 people.
Right.
Is that necessary?
Oh, yeah.
Does that work?
They fill it?
Back in the day, I'm sure they did. Because that was like the only thing that was going on in Indiana was high school basketball. And,
Kind of still is.
and,
Not so much anymore.
In damp, cloudy days. But that's about it. Nowadays, I don't know what they use it for. I'm sure like concerts go on there.
Big events.
It looks like it's about to fall down. So
How many people did you say?
10,000?
Ooh.
Yeah, so your average high school is holding, like with bleachers holding, we're around like 5,000.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole student body
Tops.
can go
Yeah.
there and enjoy themselves with like a couple parents.
Right.
But this is like a whole city is like, what's up? We're just gonna go watch some.
Let's drop this building here. Put 10,000 people in
How
it.
would you like to sell that out?
That'd be nice.
Anyway, all right, we got some interesting topics we're gonna touch on today.
Cool.
Just want to give you some background story on my boy Josh over there.
Hey.
So you just transferred here.
I did, yes. I worked in radio in Kokomo, Indiana, and I played in a band that originated from Kokomo, Indiana. And the whole band, well, not exactly the whole band quite of yet, but two of the members of the three-piece band is transferred down to the 615.
Nice.
So
Nice.
we're down here now and ready to get started, man.
Views from the 615.
That's right. We currently working on a new EP that we've been recording in Indianapolis, and
What studio out there? Is it just home or?
With a gentleman by the name of Wes DuBois.
That's a good name.
He is he is producing the record, and Wes has done a marvelous job.
That
and
name sounds super familiar.
Yeah,
Where you guys know him from?
We know him from Dustin and I. Actually, we played in a former band together out of high school, and we met Wes through that band when we played together. And we decided, like, man, who do we really want to do this next record with?
Right.
And Wes DuBois was our guy.
Nice.
So we're really looking forward to finishing product to share with you guys. And thanks to Wes, and thanks for you guys for having me on. I tell you
absolutely.
because I'm not not on the air anymore.
Okay.
And doing stuff like this just gets me amped.
There you go.
That's why we were like, today I was like, yes.
Shout out to
this needs to be done.
Right.
Shout out to Amped Entertainment for sponsoring this podcast, by the way.
Nice.
Yes.
Appreciate them
Sir.
and all they do.
Match Records as well.
Match
Match
Records
Records.
as well. Sponsor. So, what's been the biggest not obstacle, but like something you didn't foresee moving down to Tennessee?
Well, one thing I definitely didn't foresee is the insane traffic that you have to.
That's new.
Yeah,
That's
Nashville's crazy.
Because in Kokomo, you're like, oh, I'm just going to the store, you're just 5 minutes away. But then, down here to get 20 minutes away, you're like, God, I've been sitting on 40 for half an hour now.
Yep.
And like I'm from Atlanta, and that's like the world's worst traffic. And I thought I escaped that, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, my commute is getting an hour added upon it, on the regularly, and I'm like, okay, I can't escape it now. So I think what the population needs to do is just like, I don't know, walk,
Ride bikes.
and then I can drive. I'm gonna drive. They can
Right.
walk, but yeah. And I think there's if you look at the Tennessee sky or Nashville skyline, there's probably I counted last time it was like 14 cranes.
No kidding.
Yeah, above 14 stories. So
It's
there's
growing so much.
So
Always
fast.
something going up.
Oh, man.
and I'm gonna keep saying this, but Google just put in $700 million into the city as of last year, and they pretty much can do whatever they want with it.
Because they're Google, man. I mean,
Right.
Fact.
Right,
Fact.
because they see this is where technology is meeting
Right.
the music industry. So they're like, well, we'll put some chump change in there, which is for them $700 million into a city.
Chump
That's
change.
ridiculous.
But yeah, I mean, it's insane. Like every single corner has something new on it, and I feel like in the next 5 years, maybe probably even less, this is going to be like the biggest population, attractor as far as like everybody from like around the industry is just going to come here. It's going to be like insane.
Right.
I'm telling you, like in 5 years, it's going to be like we don't know where to put all these people.
Yeah, Blake and
Yeah.
I have talked about like Nashville. Like this is the LA. This is the new LA. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Or, like
Silicon Valley.
the new center point of the music
Society.
business
And
of
media in general.
media in general.
Yeah.
And
Atlanta's just 6 hours south.
right. So I mean, what better place to come to? So that's why I figured we were like, man, let's really just branch out in Nashville. It's close to home.
I'm so glad you guys are.
The cool thing is like I'm from Atlanta, and like it's a very big city, and it's not very focused on anything. It's just focused on being a big city.
Right.
Whereas Nashville's very, very like focused on what it does as a population and as like a social consensus of 100%. And like there's only like 16
It's a
main
Tennessee
avenues, I think. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I mean, you can go to like a bar or like a party, and you can say, "Hey, what do you do?" It's 100% guaranteed going to be in music.
And this is the very first time that I've ever felt somewhat cool saying that, or felt somewhat normal, because growing up in high school and going to see your girlfriend, you're like, "Oh, what do you do?" And like, "Oh, I'm a guitar player." You just seem like a loser. Yeah, I
You
play
get that
music.
validity there,
Right. So now here you're just another dude, but
right?
You're understood though.
right, yeah, exactly.
Which is like kind of a cool thing because, not everybody or hardly anybody makes it in the music industry. If you don't know that by now, wake up! So
come on, man.
please. But yeah, I mean, it's like almost like it's a Plan B city. Like you come here for music, right?
Yeah, everybody
You're
comes
from
here for music.
But you always have that creative like mindset, and most people can have a jam session, and like to be able to have a jam session, you have that like almost telepathic kind of energy that you can just convey to somebody. So like when you go to business side of like Nashville, that same mindset is still there
100%.
because they're all like guitar players, they're all like drummers, or they do whatever. And so like that's just kind of a cool thing to see in every single aspect of daily life, whether it's your, baker, whether it's your car, insurance guy, they all play an
Or your
instrument.
Uber driver.
Even an Uber driver.
Every Uber driver.
Every Uber
Yeah.
driver. Every time
Well,
I
I've
get in
met.
an Uber, it's a different story.
You want to hear my
it is.
mixtape?
I did that the very first when we came for New Year's. We had an Uber driver and we were going downtown for the After Bowl concert that was going on. Low Cash was playing
Yeah,
downtown. And we went downtown and I like made the Uber driver. I was like, "Where's your aux cord, man?" I was like, "Can I show you something really quick?" And we did get a Facebook like out of it.
There you go. There you go.
That's
But
worth it.
I feel like you had to start somewhere, so we'll start with the Uber driver.
There you go. Maybe it'll spread
Right, maybe so.
between the Uber community.
Hopefully, yeah.
Playing it while he's driving people around. Who's this?
It was just the
My
Uber
new friend.
soundtrack. But yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited to start branding, start branching out, and meeting other people. Like I got to jam with Dusty. We're about to head up into the studio.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I'm pumped up about that. We started jamming a new song too.
Already, yeah.
All right.
We
All right. Got some sauce.
got some sauce.
Josh can play. Let me just let y'all know.
Thank you.
Sauce my spaghetti, more
slay,
like
boy.
He
confetti.
can make the fretboard talk for sure.
Yes, sir.
So when'd you start playing?
I was probably maybe 9,
Really?
10 years old.
Wow.
I originated from like bluegrass music. My family was really big into bluegrass music, and my cousin Tristan, he lives down here now too. He moved, and he is playing with my dad's bluegrass band. They're called Branded Bluegrass.
Are they down here?
They are not down here. They just were though a couple weekends ago for the Spigma Awards. It's like this National Bluegrass Awards, and they were nominated for like 9 awards.
No kidding.
what's
Yeah,
up.
Tristan was nominated for Mandolin Player of the Year. Really, really
Sweet.
sick.
That's an
Wow.
award. That's so cool.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
so
that
cool.
is super cool.
Super cool. My dad was Banjo Player of the Year. My uncle was like male vocalist.
No way.
They unfortunately didn't win any of them. They
Well,
were nominated
well,
for
they're-
yeah.
At
they
least
were nominated
hey,
for 9.
Hey, that
It
says
starts with the
something, though.
nominations.
Yeah,
Especially
true.
with 9 of them.
That's true.
That's valid.
I mean, they at least had a good experience.
Oh,
too, they
yeah,
said.
definitely.
Right.
But and just to say that you've been nominated for 9 different ones, just like, hey, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hey, you know,
it's
no
not
big
just
deal.
1 or 2.
Right.
It's 9.
And you always say like, I was just too edgy for the committee, so
you can just throw a little spin on it.
right.
my mandolin skills are just they're crazy.
Couldn't even
They couldn't-
absorb all of it. There was so much.
So much content.
But yeah,
Hey, shout out to Tristan. I didn't know he played mandolin. Like
Oh,
that,
he
man.
is one of the juiciest.
That's
Tristan is
crazy.
a multi-talented bluegrass is straight up picker, man.
And that man loves him some Waka Flocka Flame.
That dude.
Is that not the craziest thing?
That's awesome.
I swear, he sends me snaps. He's just wilding out, and then like he's in bib overalls, and I'm like, bruh, okay, all right, he's doing him.
What?
That's Tristan.
Yeah, I want to get some mandolin trap beats going.
Oh, he could do it. He'd be
swag.
That would be dope.
like Tristan, like I imagine Tristan can do some crazy stuff. So I'm like, imagine like mandolin mixed with Gucci Mane. Like,
Yo, I feel like with
Country
Beyonce
trap.
in was it CMA or CMT Awards?
Seeing-
It's both.
yeah,
CMA.
yeah.
It was both.
No, CMT
CMA
Awards.
on CMT. Is that what it is? I'm done. All right.
There's
But
two
yeah,
different
I mean,
awards.
she killed it. I mean, it was just kind of weird, like to see that hip hop, culture like blend in with like country, and that's always been like a very separate
Yeah,
divider.
very
And,
divided.
right, and so I mean, there is a market that's opening up. I feel it's always been there, but there's a market for that blend of that hip hop culture with that country culture,
Right.
Because they came from the same place. They just diverged.
You're exactly
They
right.
just diverged, and they were like, we don't know you. I'm like, but we grew up together.
Right.
You know Minda? Me?
Oh, I mean, B. That's fantastic.
You remember? Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to take I hope it takes the rhythm aspect of hip hop and mixes it with the
Absolutely.
the backtrack of country, because I mean, country's never really known for its rhythm, but it's always been known for its storytelling abilities as a medium.
Oh,
100%.
definitely,
You know?
definitely.
Rap is the same way, but it's done in a different form. Like you can say a lot less in a country song, but mean way more.
Right.
Whereas
Oh, yeah.
rap, you have to say it, and it's kind of like a poem.
Repeat it and say it again.
right? Which is dope. I mean, they're all
It
both-
is. Hey, I'm not hating you.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean,
There's
I don't
also
know.
a big content difference as well.
Yeah.
That's true.
As far as like subject matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There's still that art of storytelling. We're studying that in hip hop right now. It's called
But see, some hip
I'm drawing a
hop
blank.
some hip hop artists are able to do that as well, like
that?
J. Cole.
Oh yeah, or like Kendrick.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like that's where more rappers should lead toward.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what keeps you relevant.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, let's do some little trend projection game, guys.
Let's
all
do
right.
it.
So in a year, all right.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the new it thing's gonna be?
Drones are gonna be. Everyone's gonna have a drone because almost everyone does.
this is a music podcast. What
Just saying. Well, because that has to do with like music videos.
That's true.
Like I see
Yeah.
Lady
everybody
Gaga's Super Bowl
posting.
or
Exactly. Like I
not
think
commercial,
drones,
but-
and then I don't know if Amazon's doing it yet, but they're doing a drone delivery. So
Ooh.
Oh
delivery
yeah,
within-
they're definitely.
They already
doing
do it.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for a while. I think.
And get this, they have started making drone ambulances. Okay, so they will land at your. Yes, it is this big
For
drone.
diabetics. I need a
And,
Snickers.
yeah, and it's there's no
my insulin.
there's no pilot in the thing. It's just drone piloted.
That's about.
and they
okay,
drop
so
in
how
front
they
of your
gonna get
house.
in there?
Huh?
How are they gonna get in there?
They have a nurse
like Santa
that's
Claus
they
with
have a
chimney.
nurse that's in the drone, and it lands at your front door, and the nurse goes in and gets the patient and puts it in the drone, and they go straight to the
That's
hospital.
trippy.
They put it in the drone.
That's trippy.
Well,
Did I say
All right.
it?
So what do you think, Smarty Pants?
no. Well, I was just about to piggyback off that because I was reading they're testing the drone Amazon concept in London right now, and it's like a farm community.
Mm-hmm.
And like I it's cool, but it's like you can't ship anything over like I think it's like 8 pounds, maybe I think it might be 5. So I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't know what you buy,
Phone case.
right? But
All
do you
kind
need
of-
a
I
phone
mean,
case?
Everyone does.
Would you pay $10 more to get a phone case
Oh no.
in 2 hours, or pay $0 to get it in 2 hours?
I would probably be.
You know,
Right. I will say this though. I took off my phone case the other day. Your phones are filthy. Like my phone,
Oh, dude.
disgusting.
why don't
Gross.
laptops have that option to just like lift off your keyboard and then able to like clean that off? Because like
Right.
Oh, it's just getting in there every day. Staying.
Yeah.
Get
Because
smashed.
I have a cover on mine, and like every time I take it in, it's like, oh yeah, we just had to clean out the keyboard. I'm like, why is that not an option in the first place for just me to do it? You know, why can't I just take the
Why
keys
can't
off?
I do it?
You should be able to run your laptop underwater and just like rinse it off.
You think it's crazy that you can't take your keyboard off to clean your keyboard? Get this. The new Ford cars, you can't even check the transmission fluid. I know this is a music podcast, but I'm
What?
just going to go ahead and let everybody know that is not okay.
No,
Guys,
because it forces
it's in
you
a
to
Ford
pay.
Fusion.
It forces you to pay a mechanic to check your transmission fluid.
creating awareness about these problems in society right now, guys.
Redonkulous.
That is true. Like when I open my like hood, it's like
Oh, yours
it's
is the
a
same
flat-
one. Yeah, that's
I
what
look
you
at it,
have.
I'm like, there's nothing to touch. It's like
You have an oil dipstick and a coolant reservoir, and that's it. Like,
Right.
the rest of the stuff you have to pay to get it checked.
and since when did oil change start costing like $100?
$60.
No kidding.
mine-
$60 for my 08.
Mine cost $100 for my
No kidding.
15
yeah.
Fusion.
Ridiculous.
I don't know, man.
I usually do mine myself, and
Same.
it usually costs me like I don't know, $30
Yeah.
overall,
Yeah.
something like that.
Really? See, I mean, I might. Well,
And you know it's getting done right.
Right.
that's true. Well, I mean, you get like the
I wouldn't
tire
do it in
rotation.
yours. I wouldn't do it
No,
in yours.
I
Not
don't.
even a chance.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Who
like
knew?
it's like a computer.
I can change
Right.
my oil for like $13 because I get a mechanic's discount. Pretty sweet.
Look at
Mechanics, what's that?
Oh, like my mom's.
got the plug, in
Yeah,
other words?
I've got the plug.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever.
Like a socket, bruh.
So your
Suck it,
original
Rich.
question is in the next year, what
music thing?
Where do
yeah.
we? Okay.
Okay. Do you guys know who Sturgill Simpson is?
Yes,
Sturgill.
obviously.
Sturgill.
Really.
Sturgill's the answer.
Think so?
I don't know, man.
Answer to what question?
Like the question of I feel like country music fans especially like kind of like I don't want to kind of a fresh of breath. I almost said fresh of breath air. Yeah, that's right.
Breath of fresh air.
Yeah, there we go.
Either way, it was right.
That was great.
But yeah, I think Sturgill's going to be top notch. Sturgill's going to be doing some
Be
stuff.
a key player.
Be a key player.
And like, what quality, not as like a person, but as like a sound, do you think he brings that defies him from the past?
Kind of like I always imagined him as sounding a lot like Waylon Jennings, kind of like a Waylon Jennings or a Keith Whitley.
Yeah.
Whitley.
He kind of has this southern drawl that you don't even understand what he's saying sometimes, like in his songs. I'm serious. Like it sounds so cool. It's so like twangy and like gets you right in the gut, but you have no idea what he's saying. It's like Dave Matthews too.
So good. Yeah, like Dave. Yeah, dude. You're just like, I don't know, and it's too good.
Yeah, I have
Like,
no idea what he's
his
saying.
voice
but
is
it's
like
great.
syrup. You just pour over pancakes, but you just don't stop because it mixes with the butter just right. You're like, this is pretty. This is so pretty.
Can't
Keep
stop
pouring on.
Right. Has the TV commercial.
What
like,
part of good old America is he from? Is he from? He's not from Virginia, is he? Virgil.
Sturgill's from Kentucky.
Oh, is he from Kentucky?
Yeah,
Okay.
Kentucky. And moved down here. I don't know if he still lives in Nashville or not. I'm uncertain.
I mean, I feel like
Gotta
everybody has
find
a
that out.
residence.
yeah.
Everybody has a residence here. I
Right.
mean, everybody has like a house.
Okay, I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm spacing on his name right now, and I don't know why. But the actor, Pirates of the Caribbean,
Johnny
Depp.
yeah, I heard he just moved down here.
I heard that same thing as well.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I heard that he got a house in Brentwood.
Dude, that's where they all move.
Yeah.
That's
That's
where
where
the famous
everybody goes.
people live. My buddy that worked at Coke, he lived right down the road from Carrie Underwood, and I was like, all right.
Hey, people are moving to the South. It is like, 'cause
My mom's a real estate agent, and it's just unreal how many people from all over the U.S. are moving
Those
to
little
Tennessee.
small towns, like where he's originally from, they're just like getting, like all of a sudden, they're like, yep, we're about to drop all this money here, and this, and all these houses are going up.
Ooh.
It's like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
They welcome. And then everybody in the South's like, all right, come on.
Because I mean, I feel like the South got a bad connotation of being, I don't know, ignorant. But
Right.
it was like we're not
ignorant.
It's just like we process
We're happy.
We don't
I mean,
focus on the bullshit.
ignorance is bliss. So don't say that. But I mean, I feel like it's just like the pace of life is more palatable to a human being in the 21st century. I mean, because like if you go to California or like New York, it's like quick. It's
Right.
like
It's like the happy medium in between the quick and the slow.
and like
It is slower down here than like Indiana.
100%. But then you have the opportunity, like if someone like talks to you on the street, you're more likely to talk back. Where like
Right.
New York, you're like, I don't want to talk to
That's the
anybody.
same
Yeah.
thing I said when I moved down here. I said, if you cut some in Indiana, they're going to give you the bird. You cut somebody off down here, they're probably going to wave and say, have a good day.
Right. Everybody's so nice down here.
It's
And it
crazy.
just keeps getting
It's
sweeter and sweeter
remarkable.
until you get to that Florida Georgia line, and then it's just like we're back in the north. Florida's not.
Yeah.
Florida's not the south.
Yeah, it's
Not really.
Florida's Florida.
Yeah, Florida. Florida is like, its own destination.
It
I've
really
always
is.
thought of Florida as like, oh, you're going to Florida. Oh.
What a weird state.
Yeah.
It is an odd state.
It's long as hell.
Yeah.
What is the? Let's see. What's?
Tallahassee.
Well, I know.
I thought you were
Fun fact.
But yeah, I think it took 17 hours to get to Miami. That's a drive, and because it takes me 17 hours to go to Dallas, which is kind of weird to think about.
Yeah. Tennessee's so close to, well, not so close, but like it's close to a lot of stuff that where you want to go. You could go 6 hours northeast, south, or west and end up
That's
in a
why the
place where you
moonshine
wanna
industry
be.
boomed down here.
What?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's why the moon.
NASCAR.
Oh,
That's where it came from. That's where it came from. Is that true? I've heard that from so many people. Is that really true though? That's how
it could
NASCAR
be
got
true.
started. It was from
It could
running
be true,
moonshine?
but it
I've
is
heard
true.
that.
That's
No,
where
it's definitely
Mountain Dew
true.
came from.
Okay.
The weight of the bottles were a lot, and so they couldn't outrun during the what is it called, the
Prohibition.
They couldn't carry the weight and run away from the cops at the same time. So these guys got really good at juicing up their cars. And then when you take the bottles out of them, you got a machine. You got a machine. So they start racing them.
Wow.
And once Prohibition stopped, they just kept it going.
They kept building the cars.
And now we're
Right.
at Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon.
I like Jeff.
Put you in the wall. on
Mr.
turn 30.
Dale, yeah.
Jeff Gordon's from Indiana, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think
He's
him,
Lafayette.
Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart's from Lafayette, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know where Jeff's from.
And then there's some other NASCAR drivers from Indiana, I think.
Have you guys been to the Indy 500?
Yes.
I have. And I've not been to the Indy 500, but I've been to the what's
Brickyard.
Yeah, the Brickyard. I've been to the Brickyard, and I remember being at the Brickyard, and this guy was behind us, him and his buddy, and they were lit up.
oh, they're
like
good at it.
tore up.
NASCAR fans.
And,
largest
and when
spectator
you know
sport.
the NASCAR driver Kurt Busch, it wasn't Kurt Busch, it was Kurt Busch.
Boosh.
So he's
Oh,
like
yeah.
every time he come by, he's like Kurt Busch, like
You're my favorite.
amped,
Swinging
and
his
I-
shirt around,
Right.
sweating, beer
Yeah.
dripping everywhere.
Oh, it's
hat
great.
backwards.
Yeah. And I was like, what do you do for a living? And he was like, I work on airplanes. And I'm like, God, jeez.
I'm scared.
Yeah. My God damn.
You're
man.
why
How
the
many of
airplanes
those-
go
How many of those
missing.
you have before you work on airplanes?
He had to go to work that night, actually.
Oh, now that is a problem.
My dad works.
There's
there,
your
that's how I
answer.
tell you.
One
He
lap.
doesn't sit in NASCAR races with his shirt off and his hat
I'm sure he
backwards.
did back in the day.
So wait, you said your dad works on
My
it?
dad's from Kentucky,
Really?
so that's like gives you a little background of. Yeah,
So what part of Kentucky?
he's from Owensboro. He's right on the Ohio River.
Do you know where Somerset is?
Yes, I do.
I have tons of that's where my dad's from.
Okay, well, how big is the population there? I've never.
I have no idea.
Okay, because
So if you go there, it's a family reunion with the whole town.
yeah,
Right.
it's like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
related to you. That's what's up.
What up, cuz?
That's how I feel like that's how Somerset is though too, because they like sometimes name certain last names like, oh yeah, he's just a Dalton, like you know what I mean?
But
They already got a connotation.
They already
to it.
talk like, hey, no, you gotta get next to the window. You want to wash yourself up for the kitchen, you know. But they always like add the like earn on there. I'm like,
Or
there's no
like
R in
or
there.
like yeah, they always add an
You
R
gotta
somewhere.
get in the
Washington, toilet.
But last time I went back, it was like they're getting some like crazy like nice stuff. Like anything on the Ohio River is like selling like hotcakes.
Ooh, I bet.
So I went back there and there's like an art district in Owensboro now. I'm like, whoa, what?
What is
Last
this?
year that was like a
Was it
muddy
cool?
fishy pond. Yeah.
That's cool.
The worst part about transferring from Indiana through Kentucky though is there's a toll road now through that bridge.
No kidding.
Since when?
Yeah, dude. I got a bill in the mail of a picture of my car from the air. It's like, you owe us $12. And I'm like,
Oh,
what the hell?
What bridge on the
Go over
Louisville?
the Ohio River.
Where Louisville is?
Yeah.
The new one?
Yeah.
I just drove over it like a month ago and didn't get a toll. Bill.
Yeah, I definitely got one. It was $12.
Good lord.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So if you cross that bridge and you get a bill, watch out.
Speaking of crossing
Don't say I didn't
bridges,
told you so.
segue. All right, so when you came here, all right, what's your main goal, and has it changed at all since you've? How long have you been here now?
This is my third week.
Okay, all right. So you're still in the
I'm fresh.
You're fresh up. you're like the avocado that doesn't get picked. So you'll be made into guac eventually. But for right now, what's your goals?
Right now, my main goals is coming down with the group of guys that I originally started making this music with and branding it and making it as big as it possibly
So
can be.
by branding, how are you going about that? Like,
Right now, just off of our music, just solely off what our songs are like and our musical capabilities. So in our music, we are very, we definitely have like really sick melodies but our like musical we do a lot of musical breakdowns, you could say. We're all musicians.
Jammy.
Jammy musicians, yeah. That's kind of the focal point of it, but we definitely just got hit it hard as soon as we get here,
So
yeah.
you're focusing on keeping that same sound consistent.
Definitely. And branching off into different things too as well, but
so like the branding process for you, you're basing it off your sound, like solely. So like, what do you think? Like, if you could personify your brand right now, what would you describe it as? You can put it as a person, like an object, or whatever that you think would fit.
imagine us as blues rock, Jack White, Jimi Hendrix, 70s-esque vibe.
Okay.
That's the type of like that we're looking for. And right now, that's a lot of all of our influence, the three of us. That's kind of what we're going for. Did we even say the band's name?
Not
don't
yet.
I
believe
don't
so.
think we have. We've talked about this band and we haven't even said the band name yet.
is it?
But if you guys can think of a better name than this band name, because we all really, it's okay.
It's sat for a while. We've all marinated with it a little bit, at least
we
back
go
home.
by the No Name Blues.
No
really
Name Blues?
just No Name Blues, yes.
Yeah. It was No Name Blues Band, and then it's
Right.
down to No Name Blues kind of now.
Right.
Hyphen or no hyphen with the no name?
No hyphen.
No hyphen. Edgy.
Because all of our music is very blues-esque, but none of it is like, there's definitely like signs of hip hop, R&B, country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
Bluegrass.
765 kind of.
The 765 kind of. But blues definitely is the focal point.
Cool.
That's cool.
How many people are in the band?
3.
So what tactics have you used to push out your music so far?
So far, we've used like Facebook, like you can find us on Facebook, just No Name Blues, and SoundCloud, Reverb Nation.
Oh, SoundCloud, okay.
Yep, we're on No Name Blues Media on SoundCloud and Reverb Nation, so check us out on there. We have 3 instrumentals that's up right now. One that we wrote called Mr. Higgins. Mr. Higgins is Dustin's bass.
That's cool.
It's its own persona. And we did one
That's so
called
fun.
Ike's Mood. Ike's Mood is, I forget it, it's Chef off South Park. Isaac
Okay,
Hayes.
yeah.
Isaac Hayes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a cover from him, an instrumental, and Born Under a Bad Sign. And we do like a Jimi Hendrix rendition of it. So
Okay.
You guys should like maybe think of like not branding yourselves, but branding your instruments. That's kind of a good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Just
That's
like
cool.
your instrument, let your instrument speak. Because you're doing what instrumentals for the long run, or are you just doing it for?
just for at the beginning.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Let people
right, just
kinda.
kind of like give people an idea, like as far as booking shows, saying like, hey, this is just a quick sample of what you could get. You know
And
what I mean?
is there a lead singer? Or is it like all like the Eagles, where everybody just sings?
Well, there is a lead singer, but Kirk and I both do
Cool.
harmonies, and
Yeah.
yep, it's all kind of coming together like more and more, especially since we did make the commitment and make the move. Man, you just got to make the
You guys
commitment.
got to
know.
do it.
Yes,
You
for
can't
That's
talk
sure.
some
about it.
lessons right there.
Yes, sir.
You either running or you're laying down.
That's
And get
right.
ran over.
But yeah, we Dustin and I met, and we played in a couple bands together, and then he went to Ball State for a little bit.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I played with a couple different bands, and then I was back in Kokomo, and he was in Kokomo, and we both were like, hey, let's get together and jam. And he's like, hey, well, you know Kirk Morrow, don't you? And so we all just kind of got together and said, well, what if we do this? And Dustin had some songs written out, and then me and Dustin started brainstorming, and Kirk came in. We just started jamming and just started playing shows, because Kirk and Dustin's in a band together too called the Peaceful Kings, and
Yeah,
they
that's
were
right.
they were performing before we were, and then we kind of just became this giant, just like circle
Right.
of musicians, a big musicianship. You
Yeah,
know what
right.
I mean?
Everybody plays live.
Right.
normally.
And we kind of just branched off from there, man. And we in the studio right now working on the new EP and wanting to really just.
When do you think that's coming out, by the way?
I want to
Any
say
projection for it this year?
This year for sure. This year for sure. I want to shoot for midsummer.
Okay.
Midsummer.
That would be a good time. What is the name of the EP?
Do you know?
Do you know?
Do you know?
Do you know the No Name?
We're about to find out, I'm sure.
Yeah, you guys will all know.
We're about to find out here in about T-minus 30 of them when we go in the studio.
That's right.
Hey.
I'm pumped for that.
I am pumped for that. I'm pumped up to play some jams with Dusty.
Yeah,
Yes,
there we
sir.
go. It's going to be a fun
If you
time.
could talk to your 17-year-old self, what would you tell him?
If I could, what I could tell to my 17-year-old self, quit worrying so much.
Yeah.
Quit worrying so much. You're going to be fine, but don't let that stop you from working hard,
right.
because only the ones who work hard are the ones who really win.
Right. Because like I was reading the other day.
That's nice.
Forget what. Yeah, that was nice. I forget who said this. I can't. I'm about to do a no-name quote then. But yeah, he was like, looking back at my life, or going through my life, it was all chaotic, and now looking back at it, it was like a well-written novel
Right.
that makes sense, and it all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know,
it
my
all
life
makes
right
sense.
now has been crazy, but like if you look back, it makes sense.
Right.
So like
Yeah,
you
to
just
think about.
got to know that your life will make sense
mm-hmm.
as you go on.
And don't be afraid to ask questions either.
100%.
Don't
Yeah.
be
The good
afraid.
thing, like when you're young, you can ask some dumb questions and
Right.
get away with it because you're
Yes.
young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because like you got something stupid, and then they'll be like, what?
Right.
Yeah, all right, yeah, well, I'll answer that because you're young. You probably don't know.
Right.
Whereas if you're 30, you're like, all right, you probably should know better. So ask stupid questions, people.
Right.
You don't know.
Now you know.
But
Now
yeah,
you know.
when I was 17, I was scared to death all the time. I was like, do I really need to do this? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Same.
Like, should I just get a regular factory job, or should I go to school and be a doctor or an accountant? Ugh.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Those are good problems to have.
True.
Yeah, that's very true.
Very true.
But definitely, I would say, yeah, just don't be afraid to follow your dreams. And to be able to succeed in your dreams, you need to work hard and just don't give up.
Right.
Wow, can
And
I use
it-
that as an intro, please?
Yeah. Is it okay for, would you say it's okay for your dreams to change? Like, to edit your dreams?
100%. Because what I originally kind of envisioned myself to do in a way, I originally started playing bluegrass music. And I went from playing bluegrass music to I went to a Brad Paisley concert. And I heard Brad Paisley play the guitar and come out and sing his songs, jam. And I was like, whoa. I was like, that's insane. I was like, I really want to do music for a living after I saw that. And I started picking up the electric guitar and started listening to like different like current country songs and different guitar players. And I remember one Christmas, my grandma sent me 3 CDs. She sent me Journey, live in Texas.
That's great.
Eric Clapton, greatest hits, and Stevie Ray Vaughan, greatest hits.
Shout out to Graham.
And after that, I was like, I'm sold. I was like,
That's my whole thing now. That's my whole thing.
I was like, this is what I need to do.
That's awesome.
That is
awesome.
so great to hear. I'm so glad you're down here.
Oh,
by the
thank
way.
you, man. I'm glad to be here. Thank you guys for having me on.
Oh, no, thanks for coming through,
absolutely.
man.
I think we are going to have to wrap up here. Go head over to the studio
That's
soon.
right.
Be
listening for that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Working on Dusty's EP.
Yeah.
What we got going on, guys? We got was it next week?
Getting what?
Studio 54.
Oh, Project 54.
Yeah.
Or the
54 Fest.
Okay.
y'all.
Yeah, I always get the name wrong. Isaac
It's called the 54 Challenge, but the show is 54 Fest. So
Got to make a film
we go.
in 54 hours. Write the
Ooh.
script to like final.
We're
cut
not writing the script, we're
and
writing
everything.
music.
No, we're doing the
composing
music.
I will
recording
say
stuff.
this. Speaking of like movies and scripts, I just started this TV show with my roommates, Blake and Luke, called Entourage. And I'm sure you guys have seen
Yeah,
Entourage.
yeah.
I've never seen it before. I've
Okay.
never watched a bit of it. And oh my God, it's hilarious.
Oh, I thought you started like making it. I'm like, oh, that's
no,
already been done, bro.
no,
like, wait.
It's a great movie. Oh, it's a great show, bro.
I
Movie's
just started
alright.
watching it, and oh my God, Ari Gold is such an ass, and I love it.
It's just refreshing.
It's so
Oh, yeah,
funny.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thank you guys for having me on. And
Dude, thanks
no
again
problem.
for
Oh,
coming.
no
yeah.
problem, man. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Well, hey, if you got a little wrist and a big fist,
Hold them up.
Play button on
you
that
know,
thing.
don't let life get you down. Shoot for your dreams, but just don't swing too hard.
amen.